Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. We are already on our way to the gym momentarily. I wanted to intro the video on the camera. It just feels better in my POV to record on the camera rather than just doing an iPhone footage. I feel more engaged in the video because I'm actually holding a camera rather than just having like a tripod set up in my car. Mornings have been a little bit more hectic, a little bit more busy. Allie has been feeling much better, which is such great news. She is purging the house, she said. She is getting rid of a bunch of things, cleaning it up. So I'm out of the house, let her do her work. Feels really good to have that extra helping hand again. She gets cleared this coming Thursday. So that's in 3 days, which is extremely good to hear. Hopefully she gets cleared, right? I'd imagine they're going to clear her, but she can basically get back in the gym on Thursday, start doing her things. Obviously she's a bit restricted, but it's like reaching above her head and sort of like doing tasks around the house. It's gonna be extremely helpful because we're now a team again. But we have legs on the menu today. I am amped up. It's 12. My timing, unfortunately, isn't the best today. I wanted to be already almost done with my workout at this time, but I had some things to upload and edit. So it took a little bit of my morning away from me. But at 1 p.m. we have Messi, Argentina playing, and I really wanted to watch that. I can still watch it. I wanted to watch it with Allie in the house. I'm just gonna have it on my phone, watch it in the gym while I'm hitting legs. And today's gonna be the first quad only leg day that I've done probably in a few months. Huh? Oh wow, it thinks my bag's a person? That's crazy. Jeez, how much do you have to wait for that seatbelt thing to trigger? But yeah, quad only leg day today. It should be really good because I slept like a baby. If you guys have been watching since I started posting consistently, I had like I was dealing with some sleep issues just because of my mind racing, internal thoughts, new cat, just different, different variables that were keeping me awake. But I slept like a baby last night. I woke up once to pee and then I was up for the day after that. I think my readiness score was a 91 on my Oura ring, which was beautiful to see. So really recovered to hit quads today. And if you guys know anything about training, quads is a taxing muscle group, man. I mean, the lactic acid you build up throughout the workout mentally plays a toll on you, and it's just about overcoming that mental barrier to continue to push through. Oh, my wallet has been left behind, so it's in the house. Hopefully do not get pulled over. I would say it's probably the hardest muscle group to train because it's so exerting in terms of like squatting, the lactic acid buildup. It's so much you have to fight through in order to actually like really train hard. So my goal today is dedicate the whole workout to quads. I'm not sure what it's going to be. Probably gonna do 1 or 2 squatting motions, a leg press, quad extensions, obviously. I don't lunge, bro. I don't lunge or Bulgarian, I don't do that. I don't think the ROI is there for me there. So we're probably, if I had to map this out right now, let me think. I like to do the exercise that I feel the best contraction to that muscle group first to get the activation going. So that would easily be quad extensions, all right? We'll start with quad extensions. What I like to do is I like to work my way up to a top set. And all those warm-up sets are literally warming up. We'll do like 2 or 3 top sets on quad extensions. We'll probably be nice and warm. Then we'll go into a leg press or a squat. Depends how it feels. I really think with quads, the biggest issue I've always faced is like creaky knees and knees that just like hurt in general. So the quad extension should warm that up. But if I need more time to continue to warm myself up, I will not go into a heavy squat movement first. I'll go into a leg press to continue to warm myself up. And then this way, it's always like it's like a pre-exhaustion to my quads before I hit that squatting movement. So then we'll go into a squat, and I'm not talking a barbell squat, I'm talking like a pendulum or a hack squat. And my gym actually has these torque pads which Eric Janicki released, so I'm excited to try them out. I haven't tried them out yet. He showed me them actually at the Arnold Classic, and they were really cool looking. He also showed me another piece of equipment he's releasing. I don't know if it's public yet, so I don't want to spoil anything just in case if it's not. I think I saw a clip on Instagram of it, but really cool stuff. So probably utilize one of the torque pads for another leg press. So I know I'm just rambling on right now. It's gonna go quad extension, leg press, or hack squat. Those are interchangeable. Then we're probably gonna do another leg press, and this one's gonna be more of a pump leg press. So not so much of like a heavy leg press, but more so we're trying to force some blood volume in there. And I'll use the torque pads on that to really emphasize some quad focus. Holy shit, that's gonna destroy my car. That is only too good. So if you think about it, 1, 2, 3, 4 exercises already for quads. And I think one more, kind of like a finisher, would be great. I really enjoy doing these banded hip flexors, which is attaching a resistance band on your shoe and then kind of doing a leg race for your hip flexors. That would probably be dope. Probably call it there. Probably be pretty sweet to do. Maybe hit some calves, because you can never hit enough calves. And then get home, watch Messi play, and see where we're at, guys. Thank you guys for tuning into the videos, man. I seriously do appreciate the support. It's been pretty fun to be making and just documenting my life. So yeah. That was pretty solid leg workout. I mean, quad workout, right? Quad and calves. I didn't necessarily have in the plan to hit calves today, but it kind of came in. I was like, you know what? I have some energy I can definitely exert on my calves, and I definitely think I like the external body parts, right? The part of your physique that's like a silhouette. If you were to actively show a silhouette of your own physique, your calves, your forearms, your arms, your shoulders, your lats, traps, that's all part of your silhouette, and your waist. So calves is something I'll definitely always, if I have energy to hit it, I'll definitely throw it into the workout. But let's talk about the quad portion of the workout. Something I've realized is, being that I'm not actively pushing things, since I'm not competitively bodybuilding, I'm doing this more so for the art form of myself and the enjoyment rather than pushing it to the extremes, if you know what I mean, without me verbally saying it. Strength is obviously a big difference. Big different. My strength isn't where it used to be, right? And there's some people that will have a comment to say of, oh, that's all in your head. It's all mentality, which I appreciate that statement. And it's definitely a great statement to look at things, but objectively, it's just wrong, right? Considering the amount of food I would be eating and the things I would be taking when I was actively pursuing bodybuilding, those make you stronger. Without a doubt, 100% make you stronger. So for sure, could I take away this mental barrier I have in my brain that's stopping me from going heavier? Absolutely. But if I was to push and fight in a set to go as strong and heavy as possible, if there was a gun to my head right now of me doing an exercise compared to when I was actively bodybuilding and doing what it took at that level, I would be stronger then than I am now, right? That's just, it's a fact. So considering that I'm aware of that fact, I have that mental barrier because I'm like, all right, if I was to push for strength and try to progressive overload a little bit extra, you know, push myself in the gym extra hard, I would probably be more prone to injury, right? And my joints wouldn't feel so good. And considering everything else I'm doing in life and actively enjoying, which is like bending over to put my shoes on without having high blood pressure rush to my head, not having creaky knees or joints, and being able to play soccer, I'm going to be a bit more, a bit more safe in the gym and not push for crazy numbers. So the biggest thing I can take away is, looking back at this workout today, the squat press. Oh my gosh, man, I used to be able to do 14 plates on that thing for 10 reps. I think I have a video. I will actively try to find it. I know I recorded one. pushing the 240 for the first time ever when I was 22 years old. I was pushing 14 plates on a squat press and super strong. Got seven plates for 8 reps today, and it felt very heavy, right? And by all means, I'm not upset with it. I had a great quad pump, very happy with, being able to move, all those things considered. Fantastic workout. Had really good mind muscle connection from the get-go. With quad extensions, there's 2 ways you can really hit your quads. You can point your toes up, right? I think that's the more preferable way. Is pointing your toes up, and then you kind of scoop upward. I really enjoy hitting my upper quads on the leg extensions to start. And what I really do to emphasize that is I'm pointing my toes down, and I'm imagining like kicking the pad away from me. And what that's doing is helping target the upper quad a bit more with my hip flexors. And what also really helps too, if you still struggle to feel those upper quad muscles, is putting a seatbelt in place. If you notice in that set, I had a seatbelt holding me back and down. And what I'm actually doing is holding onto the seatbelt and bracing on it. And that's really helping myself to activate my upper quads. Probably my favorite way to hit a quad extension. What I like to do is I'll do maybe about 2 sets of that. And the last set I kind of do the other way with my toes pointing up rather than down to hit my overall quad, they say, or more in that teardrop area. We did the squat press, and like I mentioned, a bit weaker on that movement, but whenever I hit the squat press, it really lights up my whole entire quad in a different form of fire than a leg extension. A leg extension is a burning sensation of like blood flow rushing. The squat press is like, this does not make sense, I'm sure, to anyone, but to me, it's just like mass. It's a massful pump. Yeah, that sounds about right. Pendulum too. I actually banded the pendulum, not a reverse band. Now, what a reverse band does, the reverse band actually helps you. When people think about banding up a movement, they think of resistance band, adding resistance to the exercise to make it harder. And that is what I did. You'll see a lot of people reverse band a hack squat, and what that does is help them out of that hole when it's the heaviest and they're kind of taking some activation off of their quad. That reverse band helps, slingshot it back up. But I didn't do that. I made it harder with resistance band, and I added 2 just because the way the pendulum was set up, I wasn't really getting too much resistance until the peak time. Sorry, not the peak, the top of the end of the rep essentially. So I added 2 to make it a bit heavier, and that definitely added a good amount of load. So I tried 3 plates, and man, I think I got like 6 reps, and I was like baffled. I was like, that's embarrassing. I went back to that leg press that injured me back in the beginning of the year, and something I've been doing with, I did with this workout with quads that I've been doing with my other body parts, like specifically arms. And I think right now is probably one of my favorite looks my arms have ever had, is when I hit arms, I'm not actively trying to go the heaviest for arms, right? Arms, I don't think is a body part you need to be curling 100-pound dumbbells to have the biggest arms or biceps. I believe it's more of a blood flow, pump-esque type of thing. With quads, I always thought the opposite, and it's probably true, right? I mean, you can look at some powerlifters that squat 1,000 pounds and they have small quads, but that's obviously due to their whole entire training style being more powerlifting rather than hypertrophy-based training. But I've always basically done hypertrophy training, but when it came to quads, I always actively went for a lower rep range, right? The burn always hurts in quads, like I've been mentioning. So on this leg press that I went into, I treated it like it was a tricep extension, like a rope pull apart, and I really just felt my quad kind of feather on the negative and then contract, and it felt really good. I might start implementing that a bit more and not worrying about the weight excessively too much, but more so go by feel, and obviously keep it a still hard set where I'm kind of failing at around a 12 to 15 rep range and progressive overload every month or so, whatever the case may be. Having that stimulus really, I think, will give some good life to my quads. And then calves, man, as I said, I always love training calves. I've never been good at standing calf raises. Maybe it's just the machine that I have here at this gym, but I've always been a big preference, or that did not sound like good grammar. My preference has always been seated calf raises, just because I enjoyed it, and not because I'm sitting down, but because I felt it a lot more. Standing, I don't know, and maybe it's because you can obviously thrust your hips forward and backward. You can kind of move off like the center of gravity a little bit, versus like when you're sitting, it's pretty easy to kind of lock yourself in that center of gravity where the pad's holding you down nice and tight, and all you really have to do is just lift off and go up and down. So I threw in the standing today and really tried to just hold center in the in my placement, and it felt pretty good. You know, that's not a movement that I always try to go the heaviest on for calves. I really do prefer a seated calf raise to go heavier, and then I really enjoy a nice stretch on the standing calf raise. Really happy with my calf leans too, right? I've always been, as I mentioned, calves is something I take pride in, and just imagine like walking around, and not even a tank top, a shirt and shorts. You have calf veins, you got forearm veins, bicep veins, and you're jacked. Like, that's a look. That's a look. And that's something I don't realize. It's so funny. Like, if I'm thinking back to when I was a little boy in middle school, I was one of those kids that looked up like how to get a bicep vein. And of course, they tell you the obvious. You know, you got to be lean, sub 10% body fat. You need to have some muscle. You know, Saul helps with the pump. No water, all that bullshit, right? All the stuff we know. But over time, obviously, it's just my lifestyle where I'm lean, and I have, you know, veins just apparent nowadays. That's pretty cool. That's something that, you know, little Ant would always wonder if he had when he got older, and he did achieve that. So little Ant is probably proud in that regard, which is at least somewhat good to say. How he got there, maybe he didn't expect that part of it, but you know what? He got it. I don't just have one calf vein too. I have multiple. Like, there's, I don't know. Pull up a photo, Dom. Show it on screen. How many calf veins are there? I don't remember, but I guess if I could recall, I'm gonna say you could probably count at least maybe across both calves, maybe 6 or 7 different crossroads. Yeah, that sounds about appropriate. All right, I am gonna go put on the Argentina game because I missed the first half. Messi scored. That's all I'm aware of. And I'll catch you guys back home. All right, what's been going on in here? It looks good.
Starting to clean, okay? We're getting rid of shit. We're just throwing a lot out. Like, I'm over it. I'm over it, actually. This house is cluttered. I've been in here for way too long.
I didn't do a good job.
You did fine. You just have too much stuff.
I agree.
So.
Who buys all this stuff?
Me and you. I cleaned out this bin. This is all of our bodywork stuff. Cat toys. I cleaned out under here. It's finally organized. That's what I started with so far.
What about the body kit stuff under the bed?
Not there yet.
All right, keep it up, bro. Perfect. Nice. So I took on a few clients this week. Right, you wanted to have a little bit of a call with everything. Remind me of your goals, right? You told me you're saving up for a few things, right? So, but you're budgeting. But remind me of your goals from when we spoke over on Snapchat.
I want to transition more away from just strictly lifting into more like, you know, running and just actually being a little more functional.
Sure.
And I noticed you were posting stuff about this, like similar stuff, just mobility in general.
Yeah. I 100% agree. You know, as a person, I think we always try to absorb knowledge and then apply it ourselves to optimize things, right? When you go to school to learn, whether it's in college, you're there to learn the actual thing, get your diploma, and then you're out to go get a job, make money, and do it yourself.
Right.
So completely understand, right, there are the benefits of having a coach, accountability, and also teaching you more things than they possibly can fit in 3 months. And obviously as a coach, right, they're able to lay out the roadmap for what you're trying to accomplish, right? You said you want to compete one day, right? Prepping yourself, maybe you can have the knowledge in order to do that, but sometimes the mental plays games and you don't know when to carve up, when not to, what to do in certain scenarios. But absolutely, dude, it sounds like what you want to do is kind of like where I'm at in life at the moment. Where I'm at now is I'm like 210 pounds and way more mobile, way more functional, way more healthy. I don't know if you've been up with like Instagram lately, but like I look definitely enhanced, right? I am taking a little bit enhancement to give myself that extra pump and edge. But overall, like, this is where I wish I stayed if I never competed, or even when I was competing, you know? So I feel like that's kind of like where you want to go. I think you mentioned, right, you do want to compete, right? You kind of want to compete in the future.
Yeah, so that was my goal initially whenever I first started dieting down. I was like, I want to compete. And then again, I started getting leaner, was no doubt messing up my diet, felt like trash. I was like, this just isn't worth it, you know? Like, with everything I'm doing, like, I'm definitely doing something wrong. Let me just revert back to being comfortable. I mean, obviously, I'm still getting to the gym 5 days a week, minimum. Granted, I'm not traveling when I can. All right, sounds good. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, dude, hope you have a good day, all right? Enjoy the rest of your night.
Will do. You do the same.
All right, see you, dude. Welcome, Yale, to Ant's Coaching. Oh, that looks so good. Holy cow. I can't. I just want to sit down and eat, but I keep checking the angle. This is like my favorite meal. This is actually what I give majority of my clients before they go to bed. Red meat, preferably a New York strip steak or 93% lean ground beef with sweet potatoes. Why? Slower digesting, holds you out throughout the night, right? You got red meat, which has iron in it, also a bit higher in fat compared to like chicken. Sweet potato, slower digesting compared to white rice. I'm having it now at 7, and then I'm gonna have eggs, which is also a bit of a slower digesting food compared to, you know, like chicken and rice before I go to bed. But something about sweet potato and red meat, just a great combination of food. Put some salt, some ketchup, very simple. I've been given a task by my lovely, soon-to-be one-day wife to clean up the closet. She cleaned up the whole house today, and I will be honest, the closet is unfortunately not the most organized thing. We have so many clothes coming in from Young LA, obviously with the drops and stuff, that I have to like recycle clothes. So I'm going to be decluttering this space. So, cue the time lapse. Oh my gosh, where do I begin? How many bags do you guys say this is gonna take? I have 4 here. And look at the closet. We have clothes to put away that are freshly done. Took away a frick ton of shorts and pants. Cleaned up my dress clothes. I gotta go through my shirts, but I think that's gonna be another's day task because I got other things to do. I could do it now. Might as well, right? Might as well. I've been trying to make better habits, so we're gonna do it now. Can you please repeat what you just said on camera? Out of all these clothes, what did you pick up and say?
I picked this up and I said, you look good in this shirt. And I'm not lying.
What did I say? Literally, it's on purpose to nerf me in public to other girls.
To nerf you.
Yes, it is. A dude pulls up in a design shirt like that, it's no aura. He needs to be in a collared, solid colors, neutral with a watch.
It doesn't need to be neutral in a solid color. I think having some flair and some style is attractive.
That's not style.
Okay, then fine. A different pattern. And also these, they don't, what do they not
Allie, I have like 4 pairs of white shorts, so I got rid of them. I went through all this, babe. Please stop trying to de-hoard me. Stop trying to hoard me. I'm trying to de-hoard.
But we bought these with our own money.
Yeah, and I have a bunch of other ones. Put it down.
Okay, somebody comment down below and say, Anthony, go with Allie to the mall and pick out some handsome shirts because he needs handsome shirts. And I went to go buy him some things the other day when I went to the mall, but quite frankly, I feel like he would hate them, and that's why I just need to go with you.
I'm gonna get my Korean color test. I think I'm a very blue type of guy. Look at the hair, dude. Crazy shit. But we're about to eat potentially my last meal. I may have one more meal after this. I don't know. This will be meal 4 of the day, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I'm thinking right now is I'm gonna put some, you know what? I'm just gonna show you. I'm not gonna tell you, I'm just gonna show you. Oh, I don't know which one to have. Huge Supplements is dropping 5 different flavors, one being unflavored, cream of rice this coming Thursday. I tried these all out in testing and I really did enjoy apple cinnamon. I have birthday cake whey drip in the freezer though, so I am gonna go with milk chocolate cream of rice for this meal. So Thursday, if you wanna pick yourself up some Huge Supplements, you can use code ANT. Try them all out. We can try them all, get some supplements, get some protein, whatever the case may be. But we're gonna use this for our last meal of the day. Nice, cuts it back. And then, oh no, he didn't. Oh, he did score. He still gets it. Wow, his teammates wanted him to score. That's so funny. Good for him, dude. What a cheeky little chump. This is a beautiful English breakfast. It's not a proper British breakfast. I don't have beans here. But this is pretty American. I mean, eggs, that's hash browns. Piece of fruit, cream of rice is not American at all. It's bodybuilder. But this is American. It's just missing some bacon, you know, bacon and sausage. I'm actually really excited. I'm gonna see my dad tomorrow. He's gonna be on the other side of Florida and I'm making a trip on that side tomorrow. So you guys are gonna witness that in the next video. But we'll probably, I'd imagine, get breakfast or brunch, depending on what time his flight is the following day. I'm sure we're gonna go out to eat somewhere. Yeah, getting breakfast with my father should be a good time. Ash, you back away, buddy. You're in the shot. No good, no bueno. I think the viewers like you. They don't like you on the counter. I've been seeing that comment. They saying cats on the counter. What are you gonna do, you know?
You clean it.
You clean it. So tomorrow is gonna be a little bit different. You guys are gonna witness in tomorrow's video, but I'm gonna plan it out in my head. This is what I would do whenever I was a bodybuilder, or you still am. You know, when I was competitively bodybuilding and I would have to ensure that I was on top of my meal plans and regimens and cardio while traveling. I never missed a beat. So tomorrow I have to drive 2.5, 3 hours depending on traffic to the other side of Florida for an unfortunate funeral. I have to work it out tomorrow. So the plan is I'll wake up my normal time. I'll do my fasted cardio right after. I'll have my pre-workout meal. I'll get a pump in the garage, shoulders, so it'll be quick and easy. I'll shower, pack clothes for that night and the following day. I'll pack a few meals for tomorrow in the day and the night, so like 3 meals, and then 2 for the following day. So I only need to pack 5 meals and a little thing of a cooler, a couple ice packs. When I get to the fridge, the hotel, I put it in a mini fridge. And then I have my clothes, I have my food, getting my camera, my laptop. All I really need after this, toiletry bag, I'm pretty much set, you know? Fail to plan, you fail to prepare, you fail to plan, something like that. Boom. We have the huge cream of rice. I did taste some from the taste test, but also on my fork just now. Some good stuff, man. Really good chocolate flavor. What you have to do is add a little bit of salt. I would salt all your meals if you don't already, but add a little bit of salt to it, brings out the flavor even more. Wow. Okie dokie, guys. I have to close out the video here. If you made it this far into the video, let's comment dog tag. First time putting on a piece of jewelry in years. I gotta go to bed. It's 10:40 and I have to wake up early so I can prepare for the long day tomorrow ahead. Looking forward to see my parents or my dad. My mom's gonna stay home. She has work. So see my mom, my sister, my brother-in-law. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out. I'll see you in the next one.